T14s, then I do T15s, and then I'm just going to build T13s until I have like 20 billion more power. I've never seen anyone bring that up.
Okay, so funny story. When I first started Evony, I noticed this. And I think it's at like T7 or so, where like the percentage of resource it costs doesn't equal the percentage of power increase. Like it costs more, you know what I mean? So like the power only goes up like 50% or the attack only goes up like 50%, but the resource actually costs you 120% more. So this was like 5 years ago. And I remember thinking like, man, this is stupid. Why would I ever make T7s? I'm just going to make a billion T6s and I get better value for my money. So I did notice that a long time ago. In terms of the scoring, yeah, it's really weird that like when you could look at a battle report and I could attack you and it could say like 350 million loss for me, 400 million for you. But then you look at the SVS score and it's like, wait a second, like I gave up 500 million power and I only got 250 million points.
Yeah, so there's a few, you know, once you get to the certain point where you have enough troops to defend, you have enough troops to do the amount of attacks you think you need to get the scores you need. Once you're going to start building a massive amount of troops beyond that, I would look at the scores you get, which is the scores the enemy gets off your troops, like looking at tier 1 to tier 2. Tier 2 is triple. It's a hair more than triple the amount of score of T1s. But that total, like if you have a billion tier 2s, the total health pool of those tier 2s and defense and attack is not triple of the tier 1s. But the enemy's going to get triple points than if you otherwise had tier 1s and tier 2s from killing those tier 2s. Like, so I think, you know, a lot of people ask, you know, what should I build? What should I do this? I think you should look at these scores in battle, you know, in the battlefields, how many points the enemy's going to get from your troops versus how much resource and power level that specific troop is to the troop tiers, you know, close to it. I think most people generally agree for, you know, like, your main march, like 50% of your march, you know, you want like T13 ground, like T13 and maybe higher, you know, mounted, T12 archers, T11 siege and T13 siege, right? Well, looking at this, since I you know, I have enough troops I can qualify for Major League All-Stars at Continent 6, right? I have enough troops where people are never really attacking me. Knowing that I can start making my march 50% T13s now in everything instead of, you know, T11s or T12s, and from all my troops splatting on the first couple of hits, the enemy's going to get less points per power level they see in the battle reports than they are from my lower tiered troops, if that makes sense.
Yeah, it does. I finally was able to broadcast my phone to the channel. I'm just doing it right now. But yeah, it does make sense. But there's a theory out there by some players that like you may have lost the battle, so you took negative in one attack, but you survived to fight another day. So some people like to build those. Specifically, I'm talking about T4 Siege. Lots of people love to build this, knowing they will go negative on some siege attacks, but it keeps their other siege alive so that they last more rallies against them. Do you have any experience or thoughts about this? It's one of the hottest topics in Evony right now, where people are very passionate about what side they're on.
So to just finish off all my thoughts on that previous thing, another reason why I'm going to be building a bunch of T13s is they're the highest troop level you can build before your troops start costing you gold as well. So that's another small reason. Yeah, I have it written down here when it comes to siege machines.
Okay, so
I have it written
sorry,
down
just
here.
to cut you up, we think honestly like exactly the same because I have 85 million T13 Siege, and I actually do things in game like say the undead. When I reinforce all my alts, they only get T13 because I don't want to pay gold to heal them. So I think of that all the time too. Go ahead.
Yeah, so a little bit more on that. The other thing is, like, other than the first few levels, like all the way up, starting from T4 or T5, all the way up, each higher tier level costs you 50% more resources, and the troops gain 50% more power level to level, but that stops at T15. T15 costs 50% more resources, but their power level is only increasing by like 32%, not 50%. So you are for T15 and 16, making those versus making T14 or lower, you are gaining less total power per resources spent by a non-trivial amount.
Yeah, I'm just
power level and the resource cost increases by 50% every tier to the next tier, and then it stops from T14 to T15. It's a lower power increase, same resource increase cost.
So your theory based on all of that, to summarize, is that T13 down is going to be your best power exchange.
T14 down, although T14 costs you gold. It's not going to be your best. It's not going to be your best power exchange. It's going to be your best score point exchange, which is what really matters.
Assuming the enemy has 15 and 16 for you to attack.
Yeah, but if you're taking defenses.
Oh, yes. If they're sending you 15 and 16s, then yeah, of course. Yeah. But
you want to be killing. You want to be killing as many of their lower level troops as possible. Here's an example. Here, this will make it simple. So if you go to the detail in any of the battlefields, killing scores. So let's look at T13 and T12 troops, just because T12 is an even 100. So if you're killing 2 billion power worth of T13 troops versus 2 billion power worth of T12 troops, which one are you getting the more points for? Both are 2 billion power, right? Which one are you getting more points for? I'm talking about the actual scores you're going to get for your team or in SVS versus the power level you're seeing in the battle report. That does not reflect the actual score points you are getting.
Yeah, it doesn't.
Right.
So why does SVS score calculate differently than, say, Battlefield score or a regular server attack? Like, the points are awarded differently.
Yeah, you'd think it would be the same everywhere, but it's different because Battlefields, they give you scores per million kills, and then in SVS, they give you scores per individual one troop killed, I think. Increase it by like 10 or 15%. So obviously, you can make a few conclusions from that.
That is interesting. 1 per 1 million. So if you kill 999,000, you get those points.
Killing lower level troops for the same amount of total power killed is worth more points, baby. That's all you need to know, by a significant amount.
Yeah. It is. Make a video on it.
But like if you, well, that's why, I was thinking about making a video about it, but I just, way more people watch your channel than mine. So I was like, okay, I'll start discussing this,
Man,
this video idea on your
50
channel.
minutes in, no one's watching anymore, but it's a teaser. They can go to your channel, or they could just see that you do know a lot about the game and have a lot of good stuff on your channel, so they can go there and check it out.
We talked about the Navy for like 20 minutes, so that's probably why. But yeah, just looking at that, you can see, like, if you kill 1 billion of power of T2 troops versus 1 billion power of like T1 troops, you're almost triple the amount of points.
So, question about this, if you understand this. So, kill 1 million level 6 troops will get you 33 points. What if I kill 900,000 off player A? So I don't get those 33 points. But then, what if I go kill his teammate, 200,000? I cross that million threshold. Do I then get those points?
That's a good question. I don't know if you don't get points until you pass the killed 1 million more of each tier. I don't know that. I'm not sure.
I feel like you probably do, because I've noticed scores, just like sometimes it's like, wow, my total score jumped up a certain amount and more than I thought it would.
That's easily testable. You could just ask someone, hey, can I kill 999,999 of your T1 troops to see if I get any scores or not, right? Yeah.
Yeah. And enemies in Battlefield are always so friendly. They'll gladly do that.
No, but yeah, no, I just wanted to talk about that, because that might be, for people that have never checked out my channel, that might be good, something that be like, oh, hey, this guy might actually have some information I haven't seen anywhere else, or get me to think in a different way that no one's inclined me to do so yet, and that might give them a reason to go check out my stuff.
People out there, I'll just say, the guy I interviewed about the smartly coined keep skis?
Yep, I watched those.
He's also a big fan of your channel. He told me, he's like, the only guy who talks about like coining for people at my level. Like, everyone's talking about coining for like people who spend $10 an event. What about people who want to coin and improve the keep?
That's what annoyed me. That's why I got a little.
Who's doing that?
That's what annoyed me, and why I had a little bit of an attitude in one of the videos I made, because like, yeah, every single time people are going to talk about coining, it's always for the people that are going to spend $10. It's like, goddamn. Like there's a whole lot of people spending like a moderate amount of money, because if you want to compete, you need to spend, a decent amount of money over a very long period of time, because one thing that's important to know is money spent later is always going to give you more than money spent now, because they're always going to increase different packs. Like we've seen it over the last several months. We know K50 is coming in less than a year. There's definitely going to be more increases then. So you want to maximize. Like me personally, I think, like if you can spend close to $1,000 a month, if you can do the Solace Wishing Pool, and you can buy 5 packs, 3 of them will be triple downs, and between cake level 6, that's 550, the Solace Wishing Pool and the War Medal, you'll complete all that stuff. You get like 9 billion of each resource outside the packs that you bought.
Yeah, and the other thing that people don't consider is there's a certain amount of money that once you spend over that, your return on investment isn't there. So like that Suli's wishing thing that you said, like if you are just going to spend like $200, $300 and get some rewards from that every event, you're going to get a lot, as opposed to if you don't coin for a long time and then you're like, oh, I'm going to do 1 cake. But you missed out on all those bonus items from every other event. So it is like a long, slow grind of coining where you get a lot of rewards.
Yeah. Yeah. There is a lot of like community, like chatting, friendship, dialogue, conversation aspect to the game. But this is a highly competitive pay to win game. And for anyone that is competitive, played sports, or is a competitive person, if they want to compete, they want to compete at the highest level and earn the rewards in the game. Maybe not the top tier, but they want to earn the reward. If they're spending money, they want to earn some of those rewards and get some return on their money near the highest level competition in the game, meaning they want to get some dragons. You know what I'm saying? That's the main thing. People want to be able to.
And that's why lots of people who don't spend will be like, why is there so much drama? Why do people hate each other? It's because they're costing me, not me, but whoever is like upset, those people are, or Evony's unfairness is costing them reward items that they feel they paid money for, and they're not getting a fair opportunity for it.
Yeah, I feel a different way about it. I think if for anyone that's ever competed on one of those, and because you want the rank 2 for the buff, rank 3 is not important. Yeah. Anyone that's competed for any of those just barely missed it by a little bit, or spent way more than they needed to be rank 3 to 10, but came in 4th place to miss the rank 1 cast, the rank 3 castle, right? Anyone that's ever done that, a lot of the people, they either ain't gonna do it again, but when they would do it, if Evony put out be these rankings in the event, or spend 3,000 guaranteed rank 2 castles, spend 5,000 guaranteed rank 1 or some numbers. Yes. If people could guarantee themselves get it and not have to face the fucking ridiculousness of spending so much dang money and missing it, like, it fucking feels horrible, dude. It's like the worst thing ever I've seen in a game. It's crazy.
You're just flushing money down the toilet at that point. It's like, what am I doing? I hate this.
It's like, how many more people would be willing to spend a significant amount of money if it was guaranteed?
Yeah.
Probably, many more dozens. Oh
yeah, but Evony's geared on FOMO. That's what it's built on.
Most people want, yeah, but there's only so many coupons. Most people, when they use all their coupons, they're just, and they're going to lose basically every single thing in any pack they purchase because it's not doubled. They're losing everything listed in that pack if they had spent another time when they had, dozens of more. Why go past that and suffer the chance of someone making 10 purchases in the last 5 minutes before the list refreshes? No one knows. That's how I got all 3 of my rank 2s. I did my purchases in the last 5 minutes before it refreshes. Came in rank 10 all 3 times, baby.
Yeah,
I never mentioned that in a video.
It's a big advantage. I used to have a commenter on my videos who would always get really upset with me when I would say how big of a disadvantage it is for North Americans to be sleeping during server reset. And it's like, it's true. So in this Napoleon event, the Paris sub. So day 1, I'm top 50, easy, like 30th. Day 2, I go to bed in 7th place, and I'm like, yeah, for sure I'll get it. No problem. There's only 3 more hours. I end up in like 52nd place. So it bumped me out. That many people bumped me out. I was so mad.
Yeah, 50% defending troops hit points. That's a big deal.
Big sub.
That was a big sub, man.
Yeah, and then they offered it again, and I was just pissed off, and I was like, nope, not doing it.
Yeah, I'm not going to do it if I have to spend like a significant amount. Like most people are spending approximately $2,000 a day on Continent 6 per day for 3 days for a lot of the subs, if not higher. The ones that cost 30 frags, people are spending a lot more. The ones that cost 20 5 frags. People are spending less. But yeah, so 60 packs, that's 30 something packs past all the coupons. So if you don't have money to spend every single event and you're spending all then, and that means less money you're going to spend, less coupons you're going to utilize later, you're losing every single thing in all 36 of those packs or 37 of those packs. So if you compare the upgrades you would have gotten from those 37 packs and, military treaties, tactics, Senate stuff, blood crystals.
Yeah, that's one of the
versus
things I was
what
saying
that
earlier about like spreading your money out over time. So if you just use the 3 triple downs.
Well, let me just finish that. If you compare everything you're losing in those extra packs past the coupons you have to purchase versus what any regular gold sub fully spectacled is and what the red sub increases are over basically any fully spectacled gold sub, everything you're losing in those packs is probably more than that increase.
Yeah, for sure.
Unless it's one of the best red subs.
Even if it is.
But in order to get one of the best red subs, then we're talking, not 6 Gs, 8 Gs. We're talking about 50 more packs. We're talking about 70 more packs, et cetera, et cetera, et cetera.
This game is crazy. So when you first started playing, did you ever think you're signing up for spending this amount of money?
Well, when I started playing, I played for like 2 weeks before I started spending, and I had a game that I had played for the previous 2 years that I spent over 100 Gs on, so I just quit playing that game altogether. Wasn't anywhere near as fun as this game.
Was there any sort of community in it where people like talked? I've never seen it like anything like it except this game.
Yeah, this game's just that game was called Hero Wars. It was a mobile game, and then there was a web version, but there was no standalone client. Like Discord has, mobile version, web version, standalone client. That game had no standalone client, so this one's just way better.
Yeah,
and so different. But that's that.
Did the other game offer
I wanted to
cash
mention
prizes?
Oh, there was a lot of spending in that game as well, but there wasn't spending competitions and there wasn't randomness stuff. Like everything in that game, like you knew what you're getting every single time. Like these Trial of Knights packs, like 8 different generals, random chance, these spending competitions, it it just makes me feel horrible every time I've done it. I'm never going to compete for another rank 2 castle buff again.
So the other game you played, I asked, I think you didn't understand my question. Was there cash prizes like all-star events where winners got money?
No.
Yeah, I feel like Evony needs to do that to totally reinvigorate the game, warrant people's investment in the game. Like League of Legends, all these other ones offer cash prizes.
Yeah, I mean they could have furthered their association with Aptoide and implanted some sort of put your wallet, win Aptoide coins to your Aptoide account for different events. They could have, instead of ending the agreement, they could have progressed further with something along those lines, so it was automatic and easy.
Yeah, for sure. Because it's not easy to just send a check to a player. So yeah, you could do it digitally through a wallet like that. Yeah, that's thoughts that they could do something like that. I guess we'll see. I used to play Clash of Clans a long time, and they started to introduce cash prizes when the game started to kind of die down and wasn't as popular anymore. It reinvigorated the game.
Was that a game kind of like this, like the OG SimCity and StarCraft and Civilizations? Was it kind of like this, like build your troops, collect the resources, massive wars type thing?
Yeah, so it was kind of exactly like Evony, except you don't lose anything permanently ever. So after every a battle, everything's rebuilt. And it's just like 1v1, my castle versus yours. Yours is set up for defense. I come in with my troops. I release them at different spots on the map to go hunt down they called the keep, the town hall, and you had to destroy the town hall. And you'd be timed on the battle. But when it ended, you got everything back.
Yeah, losing things permanently, the possibility of that happening, circumstances that caused it to happen. Like, we've had several people on our server that were like 2 or 3 billion power, got zeroed in SVS, didn't revive their troops in the hospital within the 2 or 3 days, and instead of all those troops getting converted to your holy palace revived troops based off of your percentage of troop death to soul, they all just poof, lose them permanently. This happened to a few of our guys in the last 2 months.
Yeah, or if you're on a Bob server and people attack you and take all your subs, like, you're never getting them back.
Oh, that's another reason why the red subs is also like you can lose them. That's another reason.
Yeah.
You can lose them.
At least they've made it a bit better now where you don't have to open it within 24 hours. So you could just wait till everyone else goes in Battlefield and then open it.
Yeah, you never know what could happen. You could be in a car accident. You could be in a sedated coma for surgery for a few weeks, and someone on your server doesn't like you. They notice you're AFK for SVS. They want to take all your shit. They just message the enemy server. They don't know why you're gone. They message the enemy server. They say, hey, this guy quit playing. He's always on bubbles. Can you zero him for us? So, we don't lose an SVS in the future when it's a complete lie. But I saw someone post a video about that. I think it was optimized as Evony. Their alliance was doing it upon the request of the other server, saying they had a guy that quit playing. But you don't know; they might be lying.
That's really funny.
They might just be telling you that.
We've had times.
They might just be telling you that because the guy has some red subs and he's been AFK for just a few days.
That's funny because we've had people write us and say like, "Oh, so and so's in the hospital. Please don't hit them. We're trying to get them like a lifetime bubble." And then we've had other people on the same server write and be like, they're liars, zero the person. So yeah, that person who's saying they're liars might have wanted all the subs.
Yeah, I wouldn't do that. Based off another server's request asking you to zero someone at the cost of sources of life to your guys, asking you to zero someone during SVS on their server, that's of significant power. Like, if they red keeps, your server can't take them. They're on the other server. I would not.
It would have to be a situation where you get the power exchange and win.
It would have to be a situation where you get the red subs and they don't.
Oh, if you're going to be losing the souls and power and points, yeah, for sure. But if you can actually zero the person and win, like if they're not strong, almost every server is just going to be like, sorry about your luck, we're zeroing them.
Yeah, most for sure. Yeah.
Yeah. Any other hot topics you want to discuss with Evony? How's your server going? Are you guys united yet, or still divided, like multi-alliance server?
We're a 2 alliance server. Pretty much everyone is in 2 alliances. We were 4 alliances for like a year. So you're competing against, 3 other rally leaders. Now it's just 2 alliances. Although, there still aren't enough quality monsters for 2 people running rallies at once. But it's much better than when there was 4. So, I just, I don't really want to get too much into that. It's kind of like whatever. There's different issues with these things. There's reoccurring bullshit. There's things I don't really want to discuss, but I would like to hear from you. You had made a comment, maybe it was a month or so back. You were thinking about doing a little bit of coining again. I was curious if what had attracted you, or you're thinking about, doing a certain amount, or maybe cake level 6, 550, or yeah, I was curious if you thought about that anymore.
So I was gonna start just like cake fiving it for the stuff that's in there that you need for the rally tactic ascensions and the Senate upgrade positions. I'll show it on the screen here what it is. So I was gonna start caking for that and the sub gear, and then they started suspending me, and then I was like, I can't possibly. I would hate myself so much. I would just hate myself.
Right.
It was this what is this stuff that ain't binding essence and hammers and oh no cake 6, these radiant metals. That's what I wanted. But then they started suspending me, and I was like, I can't give this company money. Like, so I could just start coining again, and then one day wake up and it says permanently suspended, and then I'm out like thousands of dollars.
Yeah, for sure.
Like, why would I do that? I honestly don't know what could convince me to start coining again on any serious level. We would have to have a merge, and be in like a top 10 alliance in the game and really competitive and fun, and I didn't have to be the rally leader for monsters anymore, so I could just like relax and join, and I'm not really under any risk of being suspended, being reported for killing too many monsters. Other than that, I can't possibly see how I could spend money anymore.
Yeah, I completely get that. After pretty much not coining for over a year, and then they do that right when you're thinking about doing some coining again, it's like, well, easy. I won't start coining.
Yeah, they saved me a lot of money.
At all. No, but I guess I was thinking, I didn't remember that. I was thinking, now you're at K45, not spending much, if anything. You did that Dragons battle, but not spending. Like, have you thought, like, between these radiant metals and these military tactics and some of these new third generals, have you started to think like your overall buffs have stagnated a little bit? Because pretty much your only buff increases you've gotten for a while is the increase in the military academy, right? That's the majority of them.
Yeah, so everything that's come out new, I get like the free stuff, right? Like I get like the new Senate, like I'm showing it on the screen now. So the position promotions, I get them up to like level 2, and then it stops. And then the military tactics in the rally spot, like I've got them up to decent levels, but everybody should have the same amount as me because I'm playing for free. And then you're right, military academy, and I've got some good buffs from. I had like tens of thousands of blazons to smelter and go up on that. But yeah, I'm at like 4,300 type stuff on most of my attacks, 4,000 defense. But yeah, I'm starting to see people with like 6,000 to 7,000 now. One person has 7,500 archer attack. You just have to accept I'm not going to have 7,500 archer attack. I'm not going to have it. Addicting spending, because like opening that pack when you buy it is like, ooh, I can increase my buffs like 45% right now just by pressing that button. And you see how fast you grow just by doing it. But I regret it.
Yeah.
Every time I press spend, not like a couple $100, it's okay. I don't mind. But when I start to go over that, like for me, it was about like when I got to about $600-700, I started to be like, what am I doing? Why do I keep buying this? And then of course I went.
Yeah. So in my first interview with you, I think one of the first things it's been over a year now. I think. One of the first things I said is I've done every cake, for I think I've been playing the game 4 or 5 months. I've done every cake there was since then. I had used every single coupon I'd ever gotten for a $99 pack when I first started playing out. But slowly after I saw the increase in packs change, higher values, more in the packs, new stuff in the packs. Then I decided, and I have some debt, and I was like, man, like I mentioned earlier, money you spend later is always going to give you more than money you spend now, right? Now I figured out, the maximal what I want to spend for the best I can get. If you're going to do the cake, you're basically committed to buy, what is it, 3 or 4 more packs to get that red officer chest and the royal
Yeah.
party. It's like
I
24
think.
packs you have to do.
Oh, you mean to the royal cake, royal party?
Yeah, I think it's four more packs. I think it's 2,400.
Yeah.
That's 4 packs. Is 2,000 for the cake, and then 4 more packs after that. You
Yeah,
get
because the royal
it's
party
level 5 and the
opens. When's the royal party opens? When you're at what, like cake 7 or 8? So you could see it. So you could see how much more I got to
right.
spend to get the little bit. Yeah, they give you like level 1, but then the next level you got to go just over the real cake to get it, and it's all really good
Well,
stuff. Really
level
rare
5
stuff.
level 5's what's important. That's what gives you the the brand new spanking officer general box, and they had recently upgraded it. It gives you, I think it's like 400 of the glory golden twigs, and it also gives you 10 pieces of that event pack's level 7 monarch gear. It gives you 10 of them.
Yeah. So when you're spending money and you're like your seals and your twigs and jades and you're using them, do you like keep it flat across the board, or do you specifically say like
I,
I want all archer attack?
I wish I had. I wish I had done it flat all across the board. I had my first section. I upgraded a lot more than, like, I promoted it to level 5, so that's one. I wish I'd only I'd so it's 2 levels higher than anything else, and then all the individual upgrade position levels, they're all at 20 and 25. And I wish I hadn't done that. I wish I had just you obviously have to get them up higher to get to 4 and 5. But yeah, I wish I had upgraded. I think the best way to do it is upgrade everything evenly. Then once you have everything kind of promoted at the same, the requirements you need to promote it evenly, then do all the siege and range troops, so the bottom 2 in all sections, until you get to level 15, where you hit the range troop and siege machine attack plus 4%. So I would do all 6 sections, those 2 sections in all 6 sections, and then I would work on the top 2 sections to hit 15 and get the ground troop and mounted troop attack plus 4%.
Yeah, see, I did
If I was to start over, that's what I would do.
That's kind of what I did, but I feel like I would rather, now that I've slowed my spending a lot, I would have been better off if I just targeted one thing or 2 things. I did all equal across the board.
Oh, you did? Okay.
Yeah. But that works if you spend a lot all the time. If you're gonna slow down
Right.
your spending or have a budget, you should just target one thing, I think.
Yeah.
Be a specialist. You don't got to be the hero on your team. Someone else is going to be that whale. You're just someone who's helping out you have a role.
Well, sweet man. I just want to end it with a little appreciation, maybe a compliment. I really like that first interview we had. That you're one of the biggest total subscriber YouTube channels. You immediately subscribed to me. We had an interview in a few days, and then I don't know, several months later, whenever you gave me that first shout out to my channel, I gained like almost 200 I only had like 400 or 600 at that point. I gained like 200 subscribers in a couple of days, and then another time when you gave me a shout out, I gained like 70 more. Being less than 1,000 is a significant amount. I gained like 70 more that second time in like 24 hours. I was like, damn.
Nice. Well, glad to help. I hope I can get you a few more now. And people should be watching your channel. Like I said, it is my favorite one. So thanks so much. And we'll end it there. And 2-parter. And hopefully we do another one sometime in the future.